story that most Indians perhaps do not know about. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched a blistering counter-attack at the Congress, reviving the ghosts of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks to question what he called was the UPA's, quote, softness, unquote, towards Pakistan. Speaking at a public rally, Prime Minister Modi cited former Home Minister P Chidambaram's recent revelation, and this just happened last week, that India's armed forces were ready to strike Pakistan after 26/11 but were held back due to, quote, international pressure, unquote, viewers. The Prime Minister asked pointedly, who told the Congress to go soft on Pakistan? Who stopped India from responding? This is what he said, viewers. He said, and let me quote the Indian Prime Minister, he said, a senior Congress leader and former Home Minister has revealed that after 26/11, our security forces were ready to attack Pakistan, but due to pressure from another country, Congress government stopped our security forces, unquote. Now, he was referring to Chidambaram's admission made to a journalist recently, viewers, as recent as last week, that then United States Secretary of State in the days after the 26/11 Mumbai attack, that lady's name was Condoleezza Rice, had personally asked New Delhi not to retaliate. Yes, viewers, not to retaliate. She personally asked Manmohan Singh and company not to retaliate. And this revelation was made to a news outlet last week. Chidambaram said, quote, whole world was descending upon Delhi to tell us not to start a war. Condoleezza Rice, then US Secretary of State, met me and the Prime Minister. She says, please don't react. It did cross my mind that we should do some retribution. The conclusion, largely influenced by MEA and IFS, which is the Ministry of External Affairs and the Indian Foreign Service, was that we should not physically react to the situation, unquote, viewers. It's a mic drop moment, viewers. It's a mic drop moment. Why? Because it suggests that external influence dictated how India should respond in defense of its own territorial integrity. What bigger surrender than that, viewers? The Congress finds itself on the defensive. Recall that Rahul Gandhi had sought to score a debating point against the BJP on national security with the jibe that, quote, Modi surrendered to Trump, unquote. This is what Rahul Gandhi, LOP, said on the floor of the House. A call came from Trump and Narendra ji immediately surrendered. Narendra ji followed Trump saying, Narendra, surrender, by saying, yes, sir, unquote. Listen to this, viewers.
जैसे उधर से ट्रंप ने एक इशारा किया, फोन उठाया, कहा मोदी जी क्या कर रहे हो? नरेंद्र सरेंडर, और जी हजूर करके नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने ट्रंप के इशारे का पालन किया.
Prime Minister Modi is seized on the moment to turn the tables. The BJP is building on the Prime Minister's poser to project Modi as the symbol of strength and Rahul Gandhi as the face of strategic surrender, viewers. Let's open this up. Let's ask a point-blank question. Let me bring in Nikhil Jain, Ravi Srivastava. Ravi Srivastava, we just heard Mr. P Chidambaram making it very clear that the Americans swept into Delhi. Condoleezza Rice led the charge. They told the UPA, then Dr. Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister, and the Union Home Minister, who was almost a day or two into his job, to say, "Aap Pakistan ke khilaf, you cannot take any action against Pakistan. आप पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ कोई भी action नहीं ले सकते." और आप लोगों ने उनकी बात मान ली. This is exactly what Chidambaram has said. Even he said, intuitively I felt that we should do something, but the IFS and MEA lobby said no. Who is the biggest surrenderer, sir?
Good evening, Rahul. First of all, I think what Chidambaram has said is in black and white. It is not that he has minced any words. He said that his personal opinion that he should retaliate, India should retaliate, but his own colleagues with the Prime Minister who consulted everyone and they decided that no retaliation should be done. But I have got some counter questions here.
No, one
I've got a
second.
question.
No.
No.
You have left out a very important point, that it was Condoleezza Rice who was sent by the then, if you remember, and we are talking about Bush, if I'm not mistaken, George W. Bush, and then of course the next year came Obama. But George W. Bush said, "मत कीजिए जी, कोई हमला मत कीजिए पाकिस्तान पे, क्या फायदा, सरेंडर कीजिए," and आपने बात मान ली.
See, there are several questions. That is what I am saying. Yes, it is whatever you are saying may be correct.
Maybe I am not saying, sir, it is Mr. Chidambaram who is saying.
Condoleezza Rice came to India. This is a fact. Condoleezza Rice said that don't.
So she didn't come to make popcorn here, right? She came here to give us advice, and we took it.
I have got questions. Who pressured Mr. Narendra Modi
No,
to
I mean,
call the highest?
Sir, that is your assumption. Here there is a confession. 1 minute, let me bring in Abhijit Iyer Mitra, who's a student of...
This is unfair.
No, what unfair, sir?
This is unfair. You are not allowing me to speak.
No, but Mr. Srivastava, your question is very simple.
What pressured Mr. Narendra Modi?
Who has told you? Who has told you that he was pressured?
Who pressured
told
Mr.
you?
Narendra Modi?
Who told
not
you?
To react
is it written in any book? Did the NSA write a book?
To India for terror tourism.
Okay.
Who pressured Mr. Modi to call a ceasefire? Please tell me.
Is this a valid question, Abhijit Iyer Mitra? 1 second. Let's throw it open. Is it a valid question? Is it an attempt to try and obfuscate? What is this now? When Chidambaram says, sorry, we listened to the Americans, we kowtowed to the Americans, have the UPA and the Congress lost the moral high ground to question the BJP, the Prime Minister, or are they trying to draw a false equivalence? What do you make of it?
So, Rahul, the problem here is the Congress has, at least for the last 20, 30 years, never had the moral high ground. You see, I can totally understand US pressure in the wake of their need to maintain their troops in Afghanistan. When did the 9/11 attack happen and when did they get into Afghanistan? That was in early on September 11, 2001, I think. Now, what happens after that is the American troops go there, they need a land bridge and they go through Pakistan. So there was going to be pressure on India. At that time, the government in India was the Vajpayee government. There was pressure on us not to respond to the parliament attack. What did we do? We put up a massive mobilization on the front. We said, fine, we will not attack, but that doesn't mean Pakistan goes scot-free. We're going to bleed Pakistan dry in the best way we can. And that was Operation Parakram at that point of time, right? Which really bled them dry. Yeah. Their finances were brought to wrecking point at that time. They did something. Now, in 2008, when the Americans were already familiar with the kind of duplicity Pakistan and the ISI does, for you to say that you won't, at least put your troops on the border, na? At least you had the template of Parakram. You didn't even want to do that. Far from it. Do you remember? The chief of the ISI was invited over to join the investigation in India.
Yes.
It is like inviting a rapist over to join the rape investigation in India. Kya tamasha laga ke rakha hai? So, even compared to what, and remember, Vajpayee was under much greater pressure in the same year as 9/11 to not attack Pakistan. He still did a lot. So, compare it even to their own predecessor, it was nothing. Here, what happened? This is the highest scale of military action that we've seen since the 1971 war. We've hit Pakistan directly. We've hit all kinds of air bases, naval bases, strategic installations and things like that. We have defrayed any attacks coming in. And what did we offer them ultimately on day 4, Rahul? The same thing we offered them on day 1. We are hitting terror targets. If the Pakistan army does not respond, we will not respond. What was the offer on day 1 remained the offer on day 4. So what was the pressure? See, if it had been on day 4, the offer was something totally different. I can understand this. But how are you pressuring me if the offer on day 4 is the same as day 1, boss? It completely, this is a total inversion of logic happening out here.
Okay, so
sorry, one last point if you'll allow me,
Yeah,
Rahul.
of course, yeah.
The only person that we have saying that he put pressure on us was Trump himself. Because neither J.D. Vance nor Marco Rubio, who made the calls, ever said they've actually spoken about the calls they made. Did they ever use the term? See, what happens is invariably in diplomacy, leaders say things when they're very angry to their foreign minister and their interlocutors. And those interlocutors are usually very calm people who convey it in a very diplomatic language.
Rahul?
You know, mollycoddling and things like that.
Yes.
So if there is absolutely no proof
So I,
any kind of pressure.
no proof. There is none. There's a claim which is oft repeated. Now, of course, it is taken on a very different contour that I was a facilitator, this, that, the other. First he said I was the broker. Then he said I actually mediated. Now he's saying that no, I'm a... Anyhow, that's, the words keep changing because Trump, as you know, viewers, is Trump. But I just want to quickly come out to you, Sanju Verma. It's an important question. Look, this major claim has been made by the Home Minister of that time himself. Should we not institute some sort of an inquiry to find out exactly what happened? There must be a large number. You see, even Shiv Shankar Menon, Fali Homi Major, Manish Tiwari, all these people have now come out and subsequently, in some ways or the other, seconded what Mr. Chidambaram has said. So we need to know, was there some, I mean, was it just a few words, pillow talk, or was there a lot more?
You know, Rahul, first and foremost, I think Abhijit Iyer Mitra has laid down the minutiae. You know, I particularly like when he spoke about this inversion of logic. So I will not dwell on the inversion of logic, but I want to draw the attention of your viewers. I will answer your pointed question. I'm not running away from it. An inquiry should be instituted. And Fali Homi Major went so far as saying the Indian Air Force was well equipped to avenge the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack, but the proxy government of Sonia Gandhi and puppet Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said no. Nothing could be more disgraceful. I want to tell you something else. Rahul, don't forget, 2005 Delhi bombing, 62 killed. No action by Congress. 2006 Varanasi bombings, 28 killed. Zero action by Congress. 2006 Mumbai train blast, 209 killed. Zero action by Congress. 2007 Samjhauta Express blast, fine. People were released now, but 68 killed. Not even basic inquiry by the Congress. 2008 Ahmedabad bombings, called the tiffin bombings, 56 killed. And the Congress was caught snoozing at the wheel. My pointed question is this. Today you lambast Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Thank God he's the Prime Minister. We had Operation Sindoor, where we not only crossed the LOC, Rahul, we not only crossed the international border, we struck at the heart of Rawalpindi.
Okay.
We completely paralyzed the military combat readiness of Pakistan. And we completely annihilated more than 100 terror stations or terror launch
Okay, so let me ask a
what you
question.
will.
Let me ask a question. Mr. Jain, very quickly, sir, you have a minute. Who did Dr. Manmohan Singh refer to when he says that the number one security threat to this country? Do you remember who he was talking about?
Rahul, Prime Minister Modi.
No, I'm talking about Dr. Manmohan Singh. When he was talking about the number one threat to India's internal security. Do you know who he was talking about, sir?
Rahul, can we stop playing a quiz here and get to the
Okay,
point?
so I'll tell you, viewers, the reason I asked this question, it's an important one. He was talking about urban Naxals and Maoist terrorists, an agglomeration that has set up a vast area, a corridor from north to south almost, viewers, and were trying to bring India asunder from within. Who, viewers, has been able to exterminate even that scourge? That is the Union Home Minister under the aegis of the Prime Minister, Amit Shah and Narendra Modi respectively, who have been able to finish even this.
That's not correct.
So,
that's not
so,
correct. That's not correct. If you look,
So let me tell you. So forget about for a moment, okay sir, why are you shouting on me? Have I engaged you? No, I only asked you a question. You gave up your right to answer. I'm not sitting here on Kaun Baro Karodpati, sir. I'm only asking you a question. So you've now lost the chance. I'm only saying, viewers, the fact is, whether it's external, or it's internal. There is an individual who has taken some action. I'm not being biased. The figures are speaking. People are surrendering. Viewers.
No, please do tell the figures. Please do tell the figures of the deaths of security forces.
Today there are only
Sir,
8 Naxal-infested districts.
I mean, can you believe it, viewers? Can you believe the numbers have come down to single digits of security forces? I'm not saying that even one security force personnel should be killed. Okay. Too much noise. Viewers, the fact is,
Rahul, I need just 10
even those
seconds.
statistics, it's okay, just ignore. Even those statistics, viewers, of the number of security personnel dying because of insurgency in the valley have come down to single digits, viewers, per week. I'm not saying that there should be even one. There should not even be one. But it has come down from, yes.
Killings in the valley are down more than 77%.
Yes. So
Terror incidents are down more than 68%.
I think that's well known. That's well known. It's well known. I don't want to tempt fate, viewers, but you know what we're talking about. My question now is, who basically came in and on what circumstances still the Congress's hand? That's a very important question, viewers. It's very important, and we should have a full-fledged inquiry, perhaps set up under the aegis of a court, to get into this, viewers. People are ready to come out and depose. The truth will be out. But I need to move on.